Party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Ross moving, Lowe's, Rumble, Aldo, Nice is the uncle.
Ever since a little kid, I always had a strong admiration and respect for a businessman or businesswoman, you know, whether that be big time or whether that be just a little petty hustling or whatever. I really always appreciated people who had that mindset of just to offer a good or service and get their just due. And with this just brings me to my next point. Through my college studies, through personal endeavors, knowing different people I know, nothing is easy about having a business or trying to have a business. And I just hate how people water that down and just try to just downplay the whole concept of being a business person. With the start of the social media taking a big boom, it's like everybody feels like they could just be a brand now or a business owner. And that pretty much just is disrespectful to people who really put their life into some shit, really took losses behind some. I'm talking thousands of losses. People who had to really come up the hole. Nowadays, everybody just wants to lightly, loosely throw around the word business, and so say everybody is a business owner now. And I can't co-sign it.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo Nice.
It's your boy Raj Move.
It's your boy Los, a.k.a. CAP.
I'm not a business man. I'm a business man.
Man.
Let me handle my business. Damn.
Business man.
Hey,
I don't have no problem with people starting their little business on social media now. I think it's a lot more efficient. I think it's a lot less losses taken. Nowadays, I think people still take losses, but I think it's a more efficient way sometimes than storefront, especially how people shop nowadays, things of that nature. I don't mind you getting your hustle on. You got admiration for small and big business hustle, you got to have the same way for people who got them online businesses selling them little stomach things.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. I look at it from the aspect of like everybody want to be a rapper now, and it's so easy. It's so easy to do stuff. Like you can go download beats and just put some stuff on SoundCloud right now.
Yeah.
And I just personally think that like back in the day we got to like weed out the people that wasn't good. Like you was either good or you wasn't good. Now they got a lot of not good stuff out there. Like so to bring it to the business world, a lot of businesses out there that's just clogging up my timeline for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't care about it, and they're just not good enough to do it. Talent wise,
I don't even think it's that with business. I think it's more so if that's if I want to rock with that, or if I think that's overpriced and it comes through, I be like, oh, that's straight, and then I look at the t-shirt $150. I'm like, nah, man, come on now. But especially for me, I'm cheap. I personally don't have a problem with nobody saying, okay, I have this idea or I want to sell this, and throwing up a little website and got a little, the little link in their bio, all that. I'm cool with it. If you want to do it, because I still have the choice not to or to buy it or not to. So I'm cool with it.
So I would just say this to kind of go back to Roger's point. I think that back in the day when we was in high school and early college, whatever, everything went digital and it wasn't analog anymore. Mm-hmm. So people could record mixtapes and do the whole rap thing. And it was like you'd find instrumentals and then you download that on Napster or LimeWire or BearShare or whatever. And then it was digital, so you could kind of do some recording on a computer. And it became a thing where the sound quality wasn't dope, but people could put out music. But then it was still an obstacle of putting that music on a CD and then getting it into people's ears. And it like the what really ended up happening is access got easier. It got easier to get from like 0 to 100 where you could put out a whole bunch of stuff. So I definitely agree with what Roger's saying. In much the same way that everybody could do a podcast. I mean, we do a podcast, but everybody do a podcast, right? I think that there's a lot of things that Rumble was talking about when it comes to the idea of blood, sweat, and tears and actually skin in the game. And I think that there is a difference between a business where you have skin in the game and one that you don't. Like Best Friend Weekend. I got a lot of skin in the game with Best Friend Weekend in regards to financially, like putting money involved in things. And sometimes I see someone else might have a podcast, and I'm like, well, you just kind of you didn't even download anything. You just kind of recording some stuff, and boom, it's a thing. Not that I don't not that I feel like it's bad or whatever, but sometimes I sit down, and I'm like, what kind of skin you got in the game? And this can go into a whole bunch of different avenues, right? So, Raj, when you was talking about people just got whatever out there, I mean, we didn't talked about food businesses, quote unquote, but like our homeboy Jay Harry, shout out, this podcast brought to you by Ito's, has let us know before that, man, I gotta pay a food license. You know what I mean? Like, it's the difference between someone who got skin in the game. I gotta buy this truck to have a food truck. I gotta have a license. I gotta have a venue
inspection. He just said he had to pay for that truck to get inspection while he was open that week.
I gotta have a place to park my truck. It's a difference between that business and one that's just kind of like fly by night because I got the internet. And the one that kind of came to my mind is that kind of, I guess I would say it burned my boot in, but we're not there yet. It's people who do like I sell clothes that is online. Like, go to my boutique and and my thing be, and I'm not talking about just like we could talk about back in the early 2000s and the early 2010s when everybody had a clothing line because they figured out all I need to do is come up with a logo, then I can have a clothing line. But at least they was buying and pressing up a bunch of shirts and putting some skin in the game. I mean, people who just do direct to ship. Like, I got a Teespring account. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's access. You can do that. All you got to do is come up with something on your computer, put it on a shirt. They'll print it. They'll send it, whatever. But do I feel like that's the same as somebody with a storefront that got, like, putting some skin in the game? I don't. I feel like you're just kind of testing the waters at that point. And, I mean, that's my biggest idea about it.
My thing is, I don't have a problem with you testing the waters at the end of the day. Because if you're successful at that, some people who came up off doing exactly what you just said.
But I think Rumble is talking about the clout.
Oh, okay. Oh, just to say you got some. Gotcha.
Well, I just to like go off of the clout, like, I think you gotta be cool enough to do certain things. You talk about a clothing line, you gotta have skin in the game, and it might not even be in the clothes business. Just like I think if you personally, I think food business, you got to be known for cooking. You can't just open up, like, somebody got to know that you could cook before you can open up a food truck to me.
Got to be good.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to have whipped up a bill for your homeboys at least one time.
Man, you got to give up. So look, let me tell you this.
Raj, nice with that spaghetti.
We had a barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? We had barbershop talk, right? And I'm going to say this, my partner, Lil Joe, was a really good barber in New Iberia, used to cut my hair on the stoop for $5, putting skin in the game, and now he's a successful barber. So like I think maybe you have to sell plate lunches on Facebook to get there. I don't know. Which I also don't like. Which is something that I don't necessarily I'm not fond of.
Well, I think those are two different.
I just think you got to have an idea. I think you have your idea, and then it inevitably is most likely going to burn my and Al's boudins, and then you do it good enough. Eventually, I'll be a fan of it. Yeah, but it's gonna burn my boudin initially.
Yeah, you could definitely have a little Facebook plate lunch place that we're gonna be like, "Cutting, stop it." But the day we see you got a storefront and they got your name on the neon light out in front of it, I'm gonna be like, "Well, shit, that paid off."
And that thing looking like turkey legs head outside.
Absolutely. Then I'm congratulating.
I'm sure turkey leg hut started.
Probably
matter of fact, turkey leg hut started just like that though.
Yeah. But I just don't need you to be like, ooh, CEO of off the street enterprises clothing apparel when you just direct.
LLC is my least favorite 3 letters. I hate that. I hate that shit. Why you gotta put LLC?
Because
we don't need to know that you're limited liability. Like, we don't. Need
are you okay with TM? Are you okay with TM, Raj?
No, because it's probably not.
No,
it don't matter.
That's funny.
It look good though.
Or C, not the C, not the.
No, or a little R maybe.
A little R, a little registered there. That's you only like the R because it's that Raj. We need to start putting Raj Smooth with the little registered R. Okay? Actually, yeah, I could do the at with the Aldo Nights. We could work this out. The C for the Los, you know what I'm saying? The C for the Los. That don't even make sense. It's the C for the CAP.
I was just about to say, wait a minute.
Close.
Close.
Close enough. It is what it is, man. Hey, so
They do LLC. Just without the LC.
Los C. No, I got you. Anyway, stop it. Let me tell y'all some things that burn my Buddha this week. Man, the first thing that burns my Buddha this week is, I don't know why, every Facebook video that I've been directed to over the last, I would say 2 months is fake. Fake videos are starting to burn my Buddha. Why is everybody acting and making, pretending to do stuff, and that's the videos that come up on my timeline? I guess because I watch them. You know what I'm talking about? This dude.
The algorithm that got you.
Yeah, this dude running from the police, and it's the same dude running from the same police officer, and jumping in the water. And I see this all. I'm like, stop! I don't want to see these. I'm pranking my friend. That's the one I hate.
Yeah,
that's the one.
That goes back to skin in the game. It's the same exact thing, because some of our favorite Instagram comedians do that same thing. We just like it.
They did it better.
But no, I think that our favorite Instagram comedians, we know they're doing a skit. But when people hey, I'm about to prank my girlfriend and put this bug on the floor.
Oh my
and this outlandish.
Listen, they be like, I'm finna tell her that I got somebody else pregnant.
Oh my God, they're all fake, Raj. Yes. I'm going to, what did you say, Los?
I'm going to tell her that I'm telling my girlfriend that I got somebody else pregnant. We're going to see how she reacts. I'm like, what?
These aren't.
Those aren't.
Yes,
fake.
Rod.
Definitely
a good. I would say a good 60% of them are fake nowadays. They got.
You know why? Because the camera be right.
The camera
there
be perfect.
Time.
They know the camera there. Stop it.
They don't even walk out. They don't even walk out the shot Raj, there the entire.
It'd be
time.
I bought this.
So let me tell you
this mask, and it's like a realistic prosthetic, and my girl's not gonna know who I am. And he sets the whole thing up, and then he puts it in the house, and his girl walks in looking at new mail, and he's come on, it's too elaborate.
I'm lock my door and act like I'm in here fucking somebody, and squeaking the bed with 2 cameras in the hallway. I've seen 6 angles. They got more angles in the NFL game. Come on, man.
So look, I know I know you know that I think everything is fake.
Okay.
I actually think that everything is cake. So all I'm saying is I know these things are fake. I know these things are really fake. And that's something that I've been fighting. I've been noticing a lot lately. I'm just man, you know what we really be watching? I don't know if y'all saw this commercial, but it's a Burger King commercial, and this dude says something along the lines of, "What, man? The nuggets only 99 cents? Man, I'm about to leave before y'all change your mind." You know, it's supposed to be something.
He a food blogger, and he a food blogger. I see.
Yeah. He a food blogger, but the camera is in his car.
Yeah.
What kind of sense does that make? You knew the deal before. You know what I'm saying? You knew this was a commercial, or you see a commercial where some people running through the field, and it's for moderate or severe COPD, and these people don't. I don't know if these people have COPD. You know what I mean?
They can't breathe.
Or them people who go with the lawyer and be like, "Oh, I just settled for $300 million for my car wreck."
On them, y'all gotta look, because on the bottom it'd be paid actor.
Paid actor.
Yeah.
Why? That shouldn't be legal.
Cutting.
Hey, but you know what?
They be having them commercials for, them people who be having "Hey, I need this medicine because I got that gangster." And on the bottom it'd be paid actor. I'm like, hey, bro, the boys put paid actor a little bit bigger so everybody don't.
Yeah, it's too small. It's a little small. It's a little small, bro. Hey, me and you know what's funny though? Me and Al did one of the little skits when he had to take him to go get his car.
Stop it, man.
And a few people actually believed it. Why you let him talk to you like that?
That did happen. That did happen.
I was like, what?
I was walking in the street, and I had asked him to go pick me up. And I was like, hey, man, just shoot a video pretending you're pulling up on me when I walk home because you didn't come get me.
Right by his house.
And
Hey, we did it twice.
and I was like, boy, you a whole out you. And I ran to the car.
Yeah.
And he posted it, and they was commenting the Los like, man, why you let Al talk to you like that, man?
Why you let him talk to you like that?
You stay letting Al punk you. What?
I said, what? That's now the favorite day is not your friend.
That's not your
No, that was so funny. man.
Consultation, huh?
No, that shit was so funny.
Yeah, so I guess we are part of the problem then, Los. You just told on us. We
No, but we did it one
burn
time
our
and stopped,
boat.
though.
Yeah, like people have
We
whole
did it one time,
industries
that was
off
it.
of this, Raj, where it's like I'm gonna
Yeah.
bury my girlfriend in sand, and while she's sleeping on the beach, and no one's gonna know. No,
No,
man.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna steal out his car keys and fill his car with popcorn. Well, he didn't know.
He didn't know.
I guess the last I see these things too. I saw the last one I saw is, babe, something wrong with your truck, and she put a harmonica on that man's truck, and then but the garage door was closed. I don't know, like it just seemed like it was.
I don't know what
fake.
you're talking
She put
about.
a harmonica on the muffler, and the man,
Yeah.
and it was just a kind of a waste of my time to watch that, to be honest. But I still wanted to know what that man was gonna say when he heard the harmonica on his truck.
You wanted to know what the harmonica was gonna play.
I had to watch like 2 ads before I got to the end, though. So
And that's how they got their money.
Right? They got their clicks, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we did it for anytime that ad come up and I know it's fake nowadays, I just hit next, man, because that burns my Buddha. Man, let me tell you another thing that burns my Buddha this week. The Hulu Faces commercial burns my Buddha, man. That's not really Baker Mayfield. I don't like it. I respect the technology, but it's freaky.
Definitely looks.
I've
I
never seen that.
just saw that commercial.
Oh, really? For the first time ever?
Like 3 minutes ago. Yeah.
So, Raj, to just really quickly, it's like, all of the Hulu people. What's your girl name? Skylar Diggins, whatever her name is. Dame Lillard. Who else? Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Joel Embiid. Hulu has live sports. All these people, since they can't shoot commercials because of coronavirus, they're bringing in people locally, like just regular random people, and having them walking around
face on.
and superimpose, like doing like the Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram face swap thing,
Yeah.
and just putting their face in head or whatever on them boys' body.
So wait, why don't we like this? We actually make a living off of this. Like we do the same thing.
It's just no. I don't like it because it's freaky looking. It's weird in 3D when they walking around. If our album covers was us walking around with our face on it, it'd be freaky. I'm just saying it's freaky.
As you were explaining it to me, I watched the commercial and I didn't hear it, but I watched it. And I like.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're weird looking and it's freaky. That's all. That's all.
And they look shorter than the actual person. Like it look. I don't think they didn't spend a lot of money on it. Basically.
Well, I think they're being outlandish with them not looking like it. I think honestly they got the idea. If I can think back, it's to that Jason Momoa ad on the during the Super Bowl when he
which was a genius
ad. Yeah, I think like that his head on a little bitty body. I think that's kind of how they're running with that same logic. It's just freaky. I'm tired. It was good once. Now it's weird.
It's like that time.
To your point.
Go ahead.
To your point, I think they wanted to look like that.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe so.
Loshi said that they didn't spend a lot of money on it. It costs a lot to put a commercial on TV, and I think that they meant for it to look like
spot.
that.
I meant the actual. I ain't mean the spot. I mean the actual production of it.
Well, I think that all goes along. They're not gonna put cheap shit on TV.
It definitely looked weird and cheap to me.
But I think they wanted to look weird. They wanted to look like that.
Okay. It's just like when they had in Avengers, they had the midget that was bigger than everybody. That shit was funny.
That is.
Y'all are dumb.
I love when people put weird oddities in the actual verbiage because I never thought about the midget being bigger than everybody. I think that's very funny.
This shit was hilarious.
A big old midget. Hey, let me tell y'all another thing that burned my booty.
Midget's nice to
This
say.
was a very funny meme. It was. I've seen multiple posts about this. This is one of the funniest ones that I saw. It was a chick who posted this. She said, "Ask my husband which PS5 he wants, digital or not. He said, my PS4 is still working. Just add the money to our investment account and buy Sony stock. And buy Sony stock. Everything in this house is just different. And then a little dude responded, people have lied, but never have they lied like you.
For real. Cause you know why? That boy playing that PS4 in a lawn chair in the middle of the living room with no furniture till I put it out. Stop.
God. I asked my old lady if she wanted this bag I saw, this Fendi bag, and she was like, nah. She said, nah, just put that money.
Fendi stuff.
Put that money in Fendi. Not even Fendi stuff. Put that money on an investment property so that we can grow. Why people be like, another nigga posted, I asked my son if he wanted to have a Paw Patrol party. And he was like, no. Put that in some Nickelodeon stuff.
The internet a fool, boy.
A Paw Patrol party. No.
That was on Facebook or Twitter? That was on Twitter?
It was on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter kid, boy.
It was on the hands.
Twitter, murder you.
Oh yeah, so I think what obviously the boasting is what burned my boot at, but also
That's funny.
that PS5 talk been crazy, man. Like I saw a little dude. They had one meme with the dude walking with like this old woman talking about secured the PS5. And the other little dude standing there talking about some, you don't have $500, bro? Like you got to do all that? That's a little much. We grown.
Boy say it ain't that crucial, man.
Well, I mean, so let me just give you this idea. I want to see where you go with it. There's an allure to getting shoes early, or being able to get Yeezys, or being able to get the Jordans that's coming out. I think that the PS5 initially is going to be quite like that. So yes, if I get a PS5 on Christmas Day, I'm probably going to flex a little bit. Not me, but I'm saying if I'm one of them boys, I might flex a little bit because they're going to be hard to get.
But if you got it from an auntie or grandma, your flex is null and void. You gotta have them old ass hands with the receipt.
What if your auntie work at Walmart?
I hear you.
Got skin in the game.
There you go.
You literally didn't put your skin in the game, okay? That is not what you want. But the whole thing. I'm thinking back, right? I never had a PS1 until way later. Like I got a PS1 just off the rip. Like somebody just tossed me one right as PS2 was coming out, or like right before. Okay. PS2 came out. I don't remember when I got my PS2. My roommate had one. Shout out to Marcel. Podcast brought to you by Marcel. After me and Marcel wasn't in the house together, I think sometime around the time I moved to Houston, I got the 2. I don't remember the story about the 3. And I remember the 4 was out like maybe a year and a half. And then Barbershop, thing fell off the truck.
Let me tell you about that.
I give you 150,
Let me tell you about
150 right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 3 you probably just bought. Like you probably just was like, all right, like I'm going to go buy
That
it.
sounds right, actually.
Because you had, you know what I'm saying? Like eventually, like now, which like y'all said, the PS5, if you want a PS5, anybody on this podcast want a PS5, they just gonna go buy a PS5.
Yeah, but
it's not like I gotta
I don't necessarily
save up my dollars.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that I would buy a PS5 in much the same way I got a PS4 from the barbershop. I think it would be the same type of thing. I'm not gonna pay $500, but I'll probably end up with one for $325 in Nefarious.
Or $255 from a dope head.
Yeah, some shit like that. Because I know stuff just too easy to come about. To come up on. It's too easy.
I'm definitely patient when it comes to those type of things.
But Raj, I'm asking you that real thing. What is the patience level?
That's weird.
Oh no,
I don't trust.
I'll give you.
Is it in the box?
I'll give you the PS4 story. It wasn't in the box. I'm sitting in the chair getting chopped up. Dude come in there and start talking to the barber, and he said, "Yeah, I got that PS4 that for the dude you said wanted it." So he picked up his phone to call the dude, and I said, "Hey, bro, hold." No. So don't call him, I'll buy it right now. Don't even tell him he can.
Yeah.
And both of them was like, shit, it don't matter. Money. I was like, I put the money in your hand right now. You ain't got to call nobody. And he was like, bet. And so then when he finished cutting my hair, we hooked it up in the shop, turned it on,
Check it out.
put the internet on, played it, 2 controllers. No, it was already had that FIFA in it and somebody else's profile. But I'm like, I'm like, what I'm gonna do, man? He about to sell it to somebody down the street, dog. It's gonna be gone anyway.
Either here or there.
This is already been stolen, dog. This is not.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm just helping the economy.
There's nothing right about that, but I'm listening.
It's not. But no, absolutely. I get your point. But once something is taken in, let's talk about stealing. Let's talk about Dillard's circa. No, let me stop there. No, but once something's taken, it's kind of like, no, this is gone to the community. One way or another.
Hey, somebody donating to the greater good right now. I appreciate it, man.
I don't feel right. I didn't feel right about it in the moment, but then I mean, that was my solace. That it's gonna go to somebody
I bought a
else.
flat screen TV from the gas station, so I plugged it up right outside. We had the antennas and everything. Picture was clear. I was like, bet. I want it.
So
real simple.
I just personally most likely won't do that. But I won't say that if it didn't fall into my lap. It fell into your lap.
Like,
I know you didn't go out seeking. I know you didn't put it on Craigslist. You know,
I'm looking
like,
for stolen.
I understand
PS4.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, maybe he bought a storage on Storage Wars or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't judge that, man.
Lowe's.
Maybe his cousin
Lowe's.
died and he just hurting for some money right
Lowe's.
now.
He needed his rent and he sold it to that boy for $200.
I don't know.
And he sold it to me for $250.
know.
He made a come up because he Storage
Maybe
Wars.
some diapers. Yeah, you just never know, man.
You never know people's life situation, Roger. That's what you get for judging people, man.
You can't be judging folks, bro.
I never said that I judge people. I said I don't know what I would do if it fell in my lap.
Maybe he moved into an apartment and it was already furnished and had the three PS2s.
His old lady bought him one for
in there.
Christmas, a new one, and he said, "Oh man, this is my old one. I get rid of it."
I don't know. You know.
I mean, all of these things are very may have happened, but it also fell in your lap.
It also,
so like I said, I don't know what I would do if it fell in my lap. If I'm in the barbershop and a PS5, which has the allure that I just finished talking about, the PS5 come in golden aura all around it. I got this for the low. I might have to take that, especially if I have the opportunity to hook it up, play a game of FIFA with it, and take it.
Boy, I hooked it up.
I might
that FIFA, cuz. Like, oh yeah, cuz I gotta have it. Gotta have it, cuz.
I want this one.
Moral of the story, holla at a barber. They be knowing stuff, man. Look, let me tell you the last thing that burned my Buddha this week. Okay. So I'm not gonna say who. A little chick from college posted something earlier, and it was like, Black women's lives matter. I feel the same way. I saw there's a billboard in Houston, like right I-10 East when you hit the Beaumont exit going towards Louisiana, leaving out of downtown. And it's like Black transgender lives matter. It says that on the
what?
No, it says that on the flyer. Big old face. Says that on a billboard.
Here we go.
I think that whole idea of kind of breaking us down into little smaller and smaller subgroups to say that they matter. Like it's the T-shirt that Todd be selling. Black physicians matter.
Yeah.
Black car salesmen matter.
Black scammers matter.
All that, right? Black podcasters matter. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to
Black
break us down.
fast food industry workers matter.
I think it waters down Black Lives Matter when you add extra words to it. Just like when somebody says Brown Lives Matter or White Lives Matter, you're missing the point. And I think that Black women lives matter. While I think it makes sense, the sentiment, it kind of burns my booty.
It's the same thing as Black Lives Matter. Why you gotta be specific? Like, listen. If Black lives matter and you're black, your life matters. Yeah. It's real simple to me, man. I don't like that. That's people trying to paint their own narrative, try to make their own movie.
The dude on the billboard in Beaumont or whatever. Was his name Lamar?
Why would it be Lamar?
I thought it was Uncle Clifford.
Why y'all both stupid?
Just wondering.
No, it was not. I don't think it was Lamar, bro. Y'all are silly. Y'all are silly. But I know. I'm just saying that's a thing that I just was kind of. I'm like, eh. But they had a whole. Man, they got whole billboards in the Southwest talking about. Also talking about Black Lives Matter and businesses do too. Like they got billboards up like that. That's like. People don't like the idea of hearing that Black Lives Matter. It enrages people. Like, you're Black Lives Matter. Why would you say that? Why do you think that's a thing? It makes people really upset. And
what do you mean?
They feel like they gotta fire back, and that's just it's a very, very weird flex. But I mean, it is what it is, and I guess it has to be the carryover into the story that we didn't talk about last week. And as of today, guess we got to bring it up. Breonna Taylor last week, $12 million settlement. The family came out and her mom or whomever, there was a settlement, and it was $12 million. And basically it says police reforms. It's kind of like the thing. I don't know. She called the department corrupt. It was a whole bunch of stuff, but Louisville, the police department reached a settlement. It's one of the largest ever paid out in the U.S. in a case of police excessive force, and by far the biggest paid out in Louisville for alleged police misconduct. So yeah.
Hey, you wanna?
First thing I'm gonna say is this. I'm gonna pass it to you, Los. But the first thing I'm gonna say is I had to charge somebody up online for saying why everybody keep getting Ben Crump, because Ben Crump get the bag, and you're not gonna get
he gonna get he gonna get a lot of that $12 million bag.
But guess what? You're not gonna get your loved one back. And if that man could get you the bag, then you take the bag. You don't not take the bag. But we're about to talk about if you should take the bag or not, because maybe there is something to be considered there. Los, passing it to you.
Well, I was just gonna say the thing about that $12 million is she got to pay Ben Crump his cheese. So I'm thinking 6 of that's hers maybe.
I don't think it's
for all
6.
The time and work he
maybe it is 6. Honestly,
all that work and time he put in and resources he done pulled in, he done pulled pastors in.
You ain't wrong.
Gotta pay the choir,
nigga. I paid.
Yeah, I mean,
when I got that car, my car thing, they said it was $10,000, and people gave me like $3,500 for that car wreck after the lawyer fees and shit. I'm like, come on, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
like so. I'm being nice when I say 6. But, because, especially with a high-profile case like that, you bringing in different people. We had to fly such and such in, and, we had to get such as a hotel room, fed them, all that type of stuff. But anyway, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, it just settlement like, hey, here, shut up about it. You know what I mean? Like, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up about it. Leave us alone. We don't want to hear about this shit no more. I think it took a while, and they set it up exactly how we've been saying they've been setting stuff up. They worked out all the angles and situations they could and realized, okay, so this is how we going to do it. You know what I mean? We'll break off the cheese or whatever. And, we'll get one person for something that don't have nothing to do with the shoot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know what I mean? So let's see if they dumb enough.
So you do think, so I guess,
like, nope.
I guess that's the question. You think that those two things are tied together? The settlement last week and then, the actual... The actual conviction today, or not conviction, I'm sorry. They didn't even convict anybody or anything, but bringing up the charges. One officer charged with endangering the neighbors of Breonna Taylor. But the police chief, that's not the police chief, I'm sorry. Your boy.
The DA, right?
Yeah, the DA is basically like they were justified. Daniel Cameron, and I mean, I'm going to say this full disclosure. People have been hitting me up talking about he is Sigma, and that's like my frat brother, and I'm supposed to feel a way about it. And I'm just like, well, I mean, you can't just judge everybody by the group they belong to. I mean, shit. Fuck out of here. They got, yeah, I like the Saints too, Drew Brees ain't my, let me stop. Boys like.
Well, yeah, man, I think all this applied and ploy. I think with those things, it's more. And I think Ben.
And he not. And I'm sorry, he wasn't. He not the DA. He the Attorney General of Kentucky. I'm kind of
okay. Oh yeah, all right. But I think Ben understands that like in these cases more than anybody. He like, listen, We was just gonna put pressure on them, pressure on them until they drop. They write that checkbook. You know what I mean? Like they open the checkbook up and break us off some money. Because I guarantee you, if he was doing these things and they wasn't getting that bag at the end of it, and all they was doing was putting people in jail, and he know damn well Breonna Taylor mama them can't pay him for all the shit he done. You know what I mean? That man know exactly what he doing. You know what I mean? I think all that was, behind closed doors. They back there negotiate, man. It's negotiate. Hey, when y'all gonna stop doing this? Not until you. Nah, we ain't taking $5 million. Nope. Because he looking at it like, okay, I already spent $5. I'm taking $5 from here, and I need my extra. You know what I mean? So, it's negotiations at this point, man. I'm not saying he a bad dude. I don't think it's a bad thing for her to get some money, out the deal as well. But I think we got to really start fighting for more convictions than we back here making little side deals. That man might do 3 days in jail and by the time they get
and he had a $15,000 bond or something like that, so he might not even do that.
Yeah, the dude basically
exactly.
Basically, they said that
I was thinking when I heard wanton endangerment, I thought that the man just went to a fire ass Chinese restaurant. So I don't know exactly.
And fucked up the app menu.
I don't know exactly what's all going on, but I feel you, Los. Like honestly, I feel you. Like I think a settlement we wanted more than a settlement, and it's kind of quiet, like it's not like, I don't know, like it don't feel right.
They went back there and cooked the books, boy. They found deep, like, they opened the laws that book is huge. So they went all down in the law book to see how they could do this, how we can do this. Like, man, they opened the law book up deep.
Let's not overthink this. They went over there, they shot up their house. The 2 officers who actually killed her, neither one of them got indicted. The 3rd officer got indicted because, quote unquote, he threatened 3 people's lives by firing bullets that traveled through her apartment and into the next apartment. It was a pregnant woman, her husband, and a 5-year-old child. That's the 3 counts of wanton endangerment for shooting through the wall at someone else. It is a slap in the face.
Because he missed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slap in the face. If somebody came over there and murked me up, and they said, oh, well, we're not going to charge George Zimmerman for shooting Trayvon Martin, but we're going to charge him for shooting that ground behind him, like the concrete, messing up the concrete, messing up public concrete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the fuck out of here, dog. You're not,
That's
like,
crazy.
That part is so ridiculous. Man, it is what it is. It's like, I think that at a point, and I'm just going to be really clear, that I think that when people say, hands up, don't shoot, that's Mike Brown, right? I Can't Breathe was Eric Garner, but then it turned into George Floyd, which is all too sad that 2 people have the same slogan, but, hands up, don't shoot was because Mike Brown did what he did in Ferguson. They said his hands was up.
Yeah.
And those 2 other things were because they choked him out. Say her name is Breonna Taylor. Like, and I think they're tired of seeing it on the back of Donovan Mitchell's jersey or whomever else.
Yeah.
They tired of seeing it on the back of NFL people's helmets. They tired of hearing people saying arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. That's probably why they punctured fucking Tyrod Taylor lung. Shut the fuck up.
I was just about to say that Trump sent that man in just to do that.
Okay, so yeah, that didn't happen in real life. I mean, but I mean, if you believe in conspiracy theories, it did. I mean, but at the end of the day, like, them people tired of hearing arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, and this is a strong statement to say we will not arrest them. They did nothing wrong. They are justified. Like, but at the same time, we giving your family money. Those 2 things don't necessarily mesh to me. It's like they save public face by saying we're not going to send them to jail, but the other side of it is if you're paying people $12 million, that means you did something wrong. So that I don't know. It's like it's like the OJ shit.
And that we did something wrong and shut up about it. Here go your money. Shut up about that shit. I'm tired of hearing it. Here, take this and be quiet and be okay. Whatever. You're all right now. We gave you some money. Everybody should be okay. Y'all not good with that? Damn, we gave him $12 million. What else y'all wants to do?
I think it's because of that civil court shit. It's like that OJ shit. Like
Like OJ got found not guilty, right? But then they took him to civil court and hit him for all that money. So even if they didn't bring up these charges, Breonna Taylor people and Crump was probably going to bring him to civil court and hit their ass for more than $12 million. Is probably what the hell was going to happen, because I don't think it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. I think it just has to be like reasonable conclusion that you did some bad shit. So I think if they went to civil court, they would have got their ass tore out the frame.
To get in civil court.
I don't know. That's
crazy. The whole system is flawed, bro. And all I'm saying is this: if y'all gonna ride, bro, just go to the white folk neighborhood, bro. I know that sounds crazy, but just don't walk around the corner from the house.
Well, they out there. No, Los. They out there in full riot gear. Them people is out there with them guns and shit already today, like being the armed militia.
They put an order in already.
I just don't understand how that shit legal. How would you? I mean, I know it was in Lafayette, but how would you feel if you just walk outside and it's like 70 dudes walking down the street with guns talking about I wish somebody would, and then they all looking at you stupid because you black. You know what I mean? And you outside. That
you scared to death. What?
That's that kind of thing is it's a powder keg that's waiting to erupt even more than it already has. So I mean it's a lot, man. I'm gonna say it again. Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. They didn't want to hear anybody else say it. I don't
say her name.
I mean, I don't know if arresting the cops was the right answer. I've said it. I'm not gonna go back on my original statements. I don't know if arresting the cops who killed Breonna Taylor is the right answer.
Whoever sent them over there, though.
That part is always like arrest the people who said it was okay to go in that bitch shooting. Like something like that.
Can you imagine being the third dude who didn't shoot the Breonna, and then they charge you? Like, what was that conversation like?
So you might get 5 years because you shot into that next house, but
And so they walk in and be like, all right, so look, this the deal. You two, we gonna be able to get you guys off, make it justified, but you missed, and it went next door, and it's a pregnant lady over there and family. So, we gonna come up with something. It's gonna be light. You're not gonna spend a whole lot of time in jail, but you're going to be locked up for a little.
That's that bullshit.
I'd be hot.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm snitching. I'm going 6'9" in there.
I'm going to say I wouldn't like that in the least bit. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Hey man, listen. Let's change the subject a little bit to something a little. I mean, one time. I mean, it might not be it's not gonna be the last time, but whatever it is, man. It's tough, man. It's tough out here, man. Let me talk about something else that's just of note. This week, a little bit of sports. Primetime, Deion Sanders was named the Jackson State head football coach, and we've been talking about this for months about how this all kind of correlates to what we were talking about self-determination, collective works, Black Lives Matter, and how all of this can come together to positive things for HBCUs. And we mentioned how can we get our get young black men who the best to stay at HBCUs. Do we think Deion at Jackson State means Jackson State automatically wins the SWAC in like a year or two and becomes relevant? I don't know. What do we think it means? Hold up, Los. Let me start with, I know you played in the SWAC, so I'm going to let you go next. But Raj, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't think winning the SWAC makes you relevant. That's the first thing. But I would hope that Jackson State becomes relevant. I think that Deion Sanders, if I'm a recruit, this is what I think. I would love to see all of the black recruits go to HBCUs. That'd be awesome. In fact, I look back on life and wish I would have went to an HBCU. But when I think about what athletes are actually going to do with the facilities and everything involved, if I'm a guy and I'm on the fence of LSU and Jackson State, I'm gonna probably go to LSU. But I think that Deion Sanders is going to get the pick of the litter of any athlete that was considering going to an HBCU. So I think that no doubt he wins the SWAC.
So Los, it was strong words. Los, what are your thoughts?
I think he's gonna get some D1 players. I know Jackson State they have pretty good facilities and they're putting new stuff up. I know Prime, Deion Sanders he's sponsored very well, and he ain't going nowhere where he don't think he gonna be able to have facilities to get people, right? I think the thing they're going to do to be relevant is start beating these D1 teams when have them on your schedule and start beating some of them. That's the way you get relevant. I don't know, you start out small and then, you get big as you go. But when you start getting more television games and people be able to see you on television, that's a lot of things that help recruits come in and those things. I think he's going to get some sneaky good player, D1 players.
What star? How many stars? Like I'm saying, like his best guy is gonna be
Deion Sanders
4-star
would be the top 4-star out to come. At least 3 of them.
So Deion's gonna get a 4-star.
I think he would because
maybe 2 or 3.
Okay, the reason I would say a 4-star is because
and Jackson State nice too.
Because of Prime Academy, right? Didn't he have he's been building relationships with these kids? Like I think of it in much the same way as Penny Hardaway at Memphis. Granted, Memphis State is a bigger facility, but Memphis State went. If the NCAA wasn't like acting like some jerks this year, and coronavirus, James Wiseman them would have been top 5 in the nation all year, and this has only been like a 2-year turnaround. And his blueprint was I'm bringing in Mike Miller as my assistant coach, like all these ex-NBA people, and kind of having that vibe around there. So I say that when Deion goes to Jackson State, what Deion can do automatically is, like Lo said, he has relationships where he can rebuild those facilities. He can get those facilities like turned around quick. And then you got that kind of name recognition of like a Deion Sanders there that people will want to go play. Now, it does to me, I don't think it has to necessarily be like beat Oregon as much as beat everybody in the SWAC and go to the the playoffs, college football, Division II playoffs.
Be North Dakota State.
Basically, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Be North Dakota State, like win the whole Division II to the point where, okay, let me put it a different way. You're on the right path, Raj, but take it even a step further. Be Appalachian State. Be Marshall. Be somebody who was in Division II or whatever 1AA college football, the bowl. The championship subdivision. And win it so much, like over the next 3-4 years, that it's like, oh no, we got to bring them to D1. Like put Jackson State in them.
Or you even be schools like UTEP, like schools that usually pay for you to take a whooping from them. You start beating them schools. That's your first 3
Well, that's what
games
North Dakota State.
Yeah,
that's like what North Dakota State blueprint was. Yeah. Beating them people. Richmond.
Yeah. That man said, pay me my money. But you know what I mean? Like those things.
I mean, you see, he gonna bring them all over there, and he could bring them there, Raj. And the thing that I think that people don't really take into account is that plus they're gonna be around the HBCU vibe. That
and Jackson State travels well.
I think that's all real things. I just think it's a tad bit of a reach. So what I asked about the 4-star. I asked how many stars. I see Deion Sanders grabbing a host of 2 stars.
Sure.
Like, and maybe one fringe 3-star, and maybe one 4-star that didn't have great grades, that couldn't get into one of them. Maybe he do the gray shirt or the Prop 48 or whatever them things is that they got that where players can. I don't know, but I think that he might get one of those dudes, but I don't think that someone's gonna choose Jackson State over Kansas State. I think somebody might choose Jackson State over
the narrative. The narrative is a little different, and you got to realize all the players he played with. So the boys are sitting their kid over there with him.
Well, Shedeur Sanders is a 4-star, so I mean,
he might be.
I know he's committed somewhere else, but my point is, if I would have liked it,
if it's his son, I'm not giving you that.
Sure, you don't have to give me anything. I would say that it would make a difference more if it had been, and I'm trying to think of a great example of, they don't have a lot of oh man, Kobe's not with us anymore, but Kobe would be the perfect example. If Kobe was the basketball coach of Jackson State, I think it would make a lot, it'd be a lot different because you only need a Mikey and like 3 or 4 stars, and they play in the same tournament as like the Dukes and the North Carolinas of the world. So basketball, the turnaround could happen a lot quicker. We've already discussed this, that football is harder. You're gonna need to get so many, like Roger, I heard you say like a slew of 2 stars. And my thing is, I'm like, no, I think he could get a couple of 4 stars
because of the Penny Hardaway thing, right? Like the relationship he's built with these kids since he was they were kids. That's how he got James Wiseman to go to Memphis. Like, and James Wiseman's like he had him living with him and doing all kinds of stuff. You don't know what kind of arrangement Deion had with these kids. But my point is, 2 4-stars will not make you beat Clemson. Like, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's definitely true. And I get the parallels that you're trying to make between Memphis, but that's a completely different. I mean, Memphis is Calipari was at Memphis, and what's his name? Derrick Rose went to Memphis.
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans went to Memphis.
They wasn't relevant as they were.
Oh no! All I'm saying is like Memphis. It would be unusual for a 5-star athlete without Deion Sanders being involved to go to Jackson State. So all I'm saying is Deion Sanders is I don't think enough to move the.
Were you on the podcast?
For a 4-star, 5-star.
Were you on the podcast when we talked about Mikey? I'm not sure if you were, right?
Oh no, yes, yeah. I agree with you that the basketball turnaround is a thing.
Okay.
Them schools that are D2 in football, like you said, are D1 in basketball. The SWAC is D1 in basketball, so I could see. Yeah, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna compete. We gonna get a few dudes who gonna come here for 1 year. Let's sacrifice 1 year of our life, go over here and play college basketball and compete against the best when we get to the
to the Sweet 16.
We gonna run through the SWAC, right? But not in football. In football, I gotta stay here for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay at least 3 years. I gotta stay at this school, or I gotta in theory, I gotta stay at this school. I don't think that's gonna happen.
But
people at HBCUs don't be like, I gotta stay there. They be like, ooh, I get to be at school and cut up and have fun. And it's a different.
But I think too,
but I'm saying you don't have you're not. I think that you have not necessarily that I gotta stay here, but I got an alternative that's like in the other direction. So like I got the alternative, the money alternative, and the facilities and the fans and all of that. And but I could go do the culture and heritage thing. I could sacrifice 1 year of my life for that, but I just don't necessarily. I love how you put the juxtaposition of heritage as I love how you're typecasting heritage and tradition of HBCU versus money and fans of a PWI. Well, don't you think that that's the divide when it comes to at least basketball and playing there for one season?
My point is, I think that the culture shift that we're talking about is bigger than one kid. It's bigger than 1 year. It's bigger than one thing because. True, yes, there is the heritage, there is the tradition, and that's the biggest part of wanting to bring that back. I think that Deion makes it easier for a kid to make that decision, but I think that ultimately if you have parents and communities that are invested to say, you know what, like, let's send our kids to HBCU. Just like Kayshon Boutte from Liberia is going to probably start for LSU this weekend. If his people was like kind of really like, I mean, if this was something that had been happening and people were thinking about for years in advance. I don't know. I just think that it's something that can be a culture shift to where it's going to take a while.
And I think Deion Sanders is the right person to make it happen. Then he can walk in there and get your parents to understand and get it and buy into sending your kid over there. He gonna make sure they get the best of everything. And he got.
I'm just curious how it's gonna turn out. I'm just curious how it's gonna turn out. I'm not saying for a fact, Raj, that this would ever work. It's a monumental task. However, I'm interested to see it working. I would love.
I think we all are. I'm not saying that I'm not interested. I'm very, very, very interested, and I want to see it work. I'm just giving the alternative of what I think a kid goes through a kid's mind, and I just hesitate to make the parallel of basketball there. One thing that I'm reading about, I just wanted to type in Deion Sanders and see the first thing that came up. And now I might be a little bit closer to your side. Is that man added Warren Sapp and T.O. to the coaching staff?
That is the question.
It's kind of dope.
If it's fake news or if it's not, that's been a big because Deion came out the next day and said it was fake news. But then somebody else said that Deion Camp can't hold water. That it was real news, but everybody was still in other contracts, so they wasn't supposed to say it yet. Because it's reputable sources who were putting this out, right? Just like MSN, right. It's Yahoo is this is Deion's staff, Warren Sapp, and matter of fact, I had them all written down earlier. What was it? It was Warren Sapp, Jason Phillips was the offensive coordinator, T.O. was the wide receiver coach. Warren Sapp, D-line coach. Dennis Thurman, the defensive coordinator. Mario Edwards Sr. was the DB coach. And Jackson State holdovers T.C. Taylor and Otis Ridley also on the staff. Now, that's what they said, and it was a guy who...
Where they getting all that money
I don't
from?
know. Dion came back and said...
Yeah, that's so. I think eventually you get to a point where it is fake news.
That's
a lot of money.
It is a lot of money if they're over there. If they're over there and not bagged up already. Like a person like T.O., I would feel like
boy's still chasing the bag.
Nah, I don't think T.O. chasing the bag. He a model. He ain't no. But T.O. ain't no. He don't be he regular. He don't wear no chains and nothing. He ain't got no crazy car.
Well, maybe not T.O., but Warren Sapp is chasing the bag. Like Warren Sapp.
Oh yeah, Warren Sapp. Yeah, Warren Sapp got. Well, Warren Sapp was disgraced from buying that stripper, buying that prostitute at the Super Bowl. But
yeah, he was out of there.
Yeah, heard that from me. I ain't over here telling that man business on the. Am I over there? I'm over there telling on that man.
Yep.
Let me leave that alone. Let me change the subject. Speaking of people telling on themselves, Bronny.
Man, I want to know what he said. What wrong button he pushed?
I might have been on somebody else's phone.
Or he sent it to somebody and then they posted it. But it looked like it was on his actual chat.
Bronny on that piff.
I bet that's some good weed though.
I mean, yeah, it's like
look, Bronny in California, there ain't nothing wrong with weed.
Yeah, well, the fact that he's 15 probably is what's wrong.
There's nothing wrong with weed. Nothing wrong with weed.
You can't smoke cigarettes either at 16.
Yeah.
It's
illegal.
It's a bad look, and people are gonna try to put that out on LeBron, like LeBron's fault for doing something. And if I'm LeBron, I'm gonna be like, "Cause y'all got me in that damn bubble." Exactly.
But I thought Bronny would have been in the bubble too. It wasn't the family in the
He got a
bubble.
blow. The man out there by himself.
And he was like, he got a blow. But nah, he was like, it ain't nothing for them to do. Like, they're just gonna be sitting there bored all day. Like, ain't enough for them to do.
Raj, they asked him how often he blow. He said, "Shit, a day."
It did have it had a very, very Laramie Tunsil vibe to it. That's what I got. Like, why is this a video? Why is this a thing, Bronny?
Why are you doing this? And Bronny is like, ain't he a professional? Didn't he go pro in esports like a couple weeks ago? Yeah, Bronny got a lot of stuff going on. Bronny got to chill the fuck out. Stop messing with your image, boy. We can't.
But your daddy a superstar. You know, them boys be going rogue sometime, man.
Yeah, of course.
Man, we need to make a shirt that say "Let Bronny blow." I'm telling you, ain't nothing wrong with that. That man straight. That man blow that weed at 15.
I disagree.
You could get it at 18.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I think that smoking weed at 15 stunts your brain cells and does not allow you to fully develop. I absolutely believe that, and I think that I'm sure that I've read studies on that. I don't think 15-year-olds should be smoking weed. I think Bronny should chill on that weed till he get to college. Then he can blow all he wants.
Till he get to 18?
Yeah. Because, I mean, we're just talking about development. I'm talking about physical development of brain cells type shit. I'm not talking about, like, maturity or none of the rest of that. I'm just saying, nigga, let you grow up all the way. Get out your mama's house. Then you can blow that weed, Bronny. I don't care.
Mess around, he gonna mess up that 6'9".
Exactly. He gonna stunt his little growth. He gonna be about 6'5", and then wonder why.
Yeah, a 6'9" gonna be 6'4". That's short by the time he get his age. Everybody tall.
Not everybody's 6'4". Know what you gonna do, Brian? Now you're gonna be like Michael Jordan cheering.
Open up your daddy's shoe store.
Hey, y'all remember that story about Michael Jordan cheering when that boy had transferred from like somewhere to UCF? And
they wanted with other shoes.
Yeah, did we talk about this on the podcast? He wanted with them other shoes.
And he was like, hell no, I ain't wearing that shit.
I ain't wearing that shit. I'm wearing them J's. And Mike came in there and just said, all right.
I'll just sponsor everybody.
I'm a sponsor the school.
The whole school, I got you. I bet it was simple too. He was like, okay, so just break that contract and I'll just sponsor the school.
So Raj, if it was Michael Jordan coaching football at Jackson State,
ain't nobody
Michael
going.
Jordan coaching football at Jackson State now.
Ain't nobody going.
That's the same. Deion Sanders got a cult following.
Different.
That's the same.
It's not the same thing.
If it's Michael Jordan coaching basketball, it's
No,
way
I'm saying
different.
football because I'm just thinking that Michael Jordan could afford
Nah, you know what's
all
gonna
of the
happen?
facilities by himself. Like,
Yeah, he just buy everything.
bitch, I'm buying a
Hey,
whole
and-
new school for y'all.
But you know what? He ain't gonna be nothing but a bunch of dudes who never went to college, who still got eligibility, but they like 32.
Who playing football for Jordan? That's funny, cuz.
He's just a bunch of dudes that never went
Okay,
to school.
yeah, that don't
Who
make
just
sense.
old.
Raj, you're right. That don't make sense. He wouldn't be the football coach. He'd be the baseball
It's
coach.
gonna
He'd
be a
be the
bunch of
baseball
old.
coach. The baseball coach at Jackson State. He would sponsor the
Yeah,
bus.
Be out there with a dome. With a dome. Be flying, taking helicopter to games. Yeah, it'd be different.
No, because it's Michael Jordan. Anyway, Bronny got to stay off the weed, man. Like, so we saw all of the memes. We're not gonna do all of the memes. They're a little different. They're a little different. They're casting LeBron's parenting in a certain light and all kind of other things in a certain light. So maybe we don't need to talk about that. Let me run this real quick, Raj, while we here. I need the take from a master of sorts. I saw the Android Double Daddy the other day. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
What's
The
Fold.
fold.
what is the name of the song? What's the name of that phone?
The Fold.
The double day.
It's really called a Fold?
Samsung Galaxy Fold.
Okay. Samsung Gold. I'm looking right at it. Okay. Galaxy Fold. Thank you very much. What are your thoughts on that phone, Master?
I mean, it's dope. I mean, it's a fire phone. I just have no interest in anything Android, but it's a dope phone. Like it's basically a phablet. Like it's the true definition of a phone and a tablet put together. So I can have.
Whoa, we don't
phone
use
without-
that word on the
I can have a
podcast.
tablet.
No, what'd you say? A phablet.
This nigga, well, you
Phablet.
so retarded.
Oh, you mean the dude who used to make them songs with Lil Mo? FABL, Phablet. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry.
PH.
Nah.
A-B-L-E-T.
I ain't like it.
Yeah. So when they posted it to the group, Blue said, "Man, that shit look heavy." That's the first thing. And you know what that made me think? And I just want to go down this line of thinking with me. That to us, Androids can't do nothing right. And to them, Apple can't do nothing right, man. That shit is like, it's like political parties, cuz. It's like Republicans and Democrat type shit. It's like, I don't care what y'all just don't like it because it's green text messages. They always...
It's true.
That
though.
phone might be the most fire thing ever. I don't care. And Raj said it perfectly. I have no interest.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, that's a big part of it, which is utterly ridiculous. I get it. Like, I really do get it. But I really want I like having blue text messages. The green text, like Apple did some serious psychology work in making me not like green text messages.
It works.
For no reason.
It works.
But also what I don't like, you know what
And-
has soured
and
me?
also-
Is text message groups.
Mm.
It's really nice. It's
When I
really
can't
nice
put
when
the
you can
name
be in
at
a
the
text
top.
message group with all Android. I mean, I'm sorry, with all
So you
Apple
can name us.
You get that one Android person, and then they
Yeah.
answer you back in a singular message. It's the dumbest
Yeah.
thing in the world.
Or when they try to send a video or something and it be super duper smart, it look like Nintendo.
I never really traced
I
that
hate that shit.
to Androids, but that's what it be happening.
It's not, because sometimes that happens from Apple to Apple.
Oh,
I don't know
right.
why, but
The
sometimes.
people who have sent me videos, and it was a video I really, really wanted to see. I can't disclose what was it, but I really, really, really wanted to see that video. And it was, that person had an Android, and that thing looked like Nintendo. I couldn't see nothing.
That's funny. 8-bit
That I was supposed to see.
technology.
And it was like every last video they sent was like that.
I got a question though. Like, Raj, you would know this more than us. Are there like secret factions within Android? Because I think there's an answer to. I think the answer is yes. Because I heard my sister say something when somebody sent that to that other group, my family group. My sister said something like, "I don't mess with Samsungs." So, like within the Android community, there are different type of phones besides Samsungs.
That's hilarious. You didn't know that? So look, so Samsung.
That's my point. I don't know
Samsung is-
shit about the Android community.
Android. You know what Android is? Let me explain.
Android's like
Android
Windows,
is a
right?
Google-based operating system. Google-based. So Samsung makes phones. LG makes phones. Nokia probably still has some phones out here.
I
But
did know LG made a
Google
phone.
itself
I do that too.
also LG
Chirp-
phones are. I mean,
do Chirp make a phone for them boys, right?
And then I remember,
Sure.
I remember the
Motorola
Trio.
still makes phones. That's Motorola. Yeah, they still make.
That's a
phones.
real thing. Motorola do
I
make
know
phones.
Motorola
They
makes.
still
phones.
got chirps. The chirp dope. That was the best thing they ever done.
I don't think they still have Chirp. Chirp might be still like in the business world, but I don't think that it's in the regular people.
Okay.
Should get a walkie
But Google makes phones itself.
I'm sorry for
Google
cutting
has
you
the
off.
Pixel.
Sorry for cutting you off, Master.
No.
Tell us a little bit more about these phones that we've never heard of ever.
So everybody, there's phones out there. Like there's phones all across the world that are made from companies that you probably never even heard of, like Huawei, something like that. I think there's a Huawei.
That's
a lot
Chinese.
of people,
China.
man, there's a
China.
bunch. There's a bunch of different phones that's actually like Korean or something, but
Same thing.
none of them are Apple. They're all Android based.
I thought Lush just said that in his Chinese voice. Same thing. But okay. Okay. Raj, this is crazy to me. This is like my favorite conversation ever now. Like Samsung, Huawei, Nokia, Sony, HTC,
LG.
Motorola, Lenovo.
HTC.
Google. So listen, it's the Google. Can you just lay your phone down and you just talk to it?
So all of those,
So
no,
it
stop.
called-
I'm done. I have to hear this. I gotta hear this. So all of these other phones that I just named, like they all run Android shit on them?
Yes.
And Apple is the
Android.
only one that we just do iPhones? So we the only people who ain't got no choice in the game. We just gotta give us whatever Apple want to give us. So that's why people be hating.
Yes.
Oh God. So
And,
if there was an option for us to have
We low-key slaves.
the flip daddy, whatever you call that phone, the fold, but it ran Apple shit on it, we might want that phone.
No.
it look heavy.
It look heavy. I'm still hating on that boy.
Hey, so listen. Can I ask you a question though? Listen though. If that was the case, if you got a phone that could jump from Apple and Android, right? You can pick whichever operating system you want. What color would the text messages be?
I don't know. Mine would be
It'd be
mine
green.
would be gray.
Yeah.
Now
like
cue up that music for nothing
they
nice
say
to
if you can't say
say.
anything nice, don't say
You
anything
got
at
me.
all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Aldo nice.
Ain't nothing nice. Yeah.
Okay, I got one question. Now, let's not get carried away. But I definitely want to ask because, well, this is the segment in the show where I ask these type of questions. How many niggas knew who Ruth Bader Ginsburg was before last weekend? Nah, I'm being serious. I would think that if you said who's Ruth Bader Ginsburg 10 days ago, I think the top 3 responses for a nigga and in a poll redneck contention might be something like this. Ginsburg, oh, that was the goalie from the Mighty Ducks. Nah. That's one of them special baby Ruths in the gold package, the beta, the beta Ruths. They might say that it was a wrestling match in the late 90s. Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah, you're damn right. That was Vader against Goldberg. I say all of this to say, podcast partners, I like to air y'all out. Name 2 Supreme Court justices real quick. It's only 8 of them out there.
Oh,
Clarence
what's
Thomas.
right now?
That's one.
It's a woman. They just named
That's
a
Ruth
black
Bader
woman.
Ginsburg.
Oh.
Okay, so I mean, I'm doing that too. But honestly, listen. I'm not gonna front like I knew more than like 4. If you asked me, I would have known Clarence Thomas. Like Roger just said, that's the first one that came to my mind. And then I would have been like Kavanaugh, because it was some bullshit with Kavanaugh, raping on them people back in college, and they didn't want to confirm him. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is who I would have remembered, and I would remember Sotomayor. That's the 4 that I would think of, but the other ones are Breyer, Alito, Kagan, and the Chief Justice, which is John Roberts. And John Roberts kind of run the position where he's supposed to be like in the middle. It's like 4 really liberal, 4 really conservative, and then 1 in the middle. But now that Ruth Bader Ginsburg gone, we'll get into it. It's crazy. It speaks to a bigger point. We hate Trump. Well, I'll speak for myself. I hate Trump. He emboldens racist people to do racist things and makes our country look bad. And he makes the country less safe. And he's a bitch. And he's the role model of anyone who's uneducated and thinks it's cool to lie and not to finish or go to school, and that people who are smart and educated and think about things shouldn't be able to look down on me because I'm American. You might be able to tell that I watched Antebellum this weekend and I'm on that energy a little bit, but whatever. All that to say, I'm not a fan of Trump. But ultimately, it's 3 branches of government. Y'all remember that shit from high school? Or was you busy getting D's and F's in civics and free enterprise? Look, crash course. The legislative branch, they make the laws. That's Congress, House of Representatives and shit like that. Senate. The executive branch, that carries out the laws. That's the president, vice president, all the rest of that. And the judicial branch, they evaluate the laws. That's the Supreme Court. It's that simple. And because y'all ain't been nowhere to vote since Obama got elected in 2012, the legislative branch is about to swear in another member of the judicial branch with the blessing of the executive branch. And they all Republicans. And that new Supreme Court judge, who will be replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg, will more than likely repeal Obamacare in full. Meaning, you will very likely lose health insurance. Because, that's not important during a pandemic. And if you happen to get pregnant or get somebody pregnant, they'll take the decision out of the woman's hands, i.e. overturning Roe versus Wade, making abortion illegal. I mean, it's not a certainty that those things are going to happen, but the likelihood will be high than a bitch because we will have a majority conservative Supreme Court. And they stay in office for life. And you clowns didn't vote.
Yeah.
So I ain't got nothing nice to say about motherfuckers who say they vote don't matter because of the electoral college or because of the president. Because they ain't seeing the bigger picture. So I ain't going to say nothing at all.
You ain't. I mean, I'm looking around. I can't find a lie.
I mean, it is what it is. They say that whatever his name is, John Roberts is like a little bit drove because they say, well, it's a bunch, man. And I'm not like if people not paying attention to what's happening right now, this is the biggest thing that's happened in Trump's presidency. It's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And for months, a lot of people were talking about how she needs to hold on until Trump gets out of office or whatever, or however it is, if Trump stays in, but she needs to hold on until after the election. And you're asking a lot out of this 87-year-old woman, I think. She passed away. And now that she passed away, like when the Supreme Court justice died in February, when Obama was in office, of the election year, February, I want to say, 2012 or 2016, he intentionally was like, I'm gonna make a nominee, and all of the Republicans came out and said, we will not allow you to, because it does not set a good precedent to have a president who is leaving office that year, nominate a Supreme Court justice. And it was Ted Cruz, it was Donald Trump. Like, they're all on record saying that is not what should happen. If everybody
who was trying to be the president,
but just anybody who was everybody was saying that if it's the year that a presidential election's happening, you should not an outgoing administration should not swear in a new Supreme Court justice. And now they're just like, fuck y'all, we're gonna do it anyway. And it's so so wild when you think about how that's like people who like Trump just don't even give a fuck that he lies to everybody's fucking face.
But they don't even look at it as lies, though. That's what I think the thing we're missing. They don't even look at those things as lies. They think that man is really out here efficiently running the country. Like, they think that's good business.
And on a lot of levels, it's like, feel like Trump is on your side when he's just really on his own side.
Yeah.
But Trump is it's so easy to just point to Trump. But I just talked about Ted Cruz, and it's like so many other people who just fall in line with the bullshit. And if the Supreme Court, if they get in another conservative nominee, I'm not saying anything that's not true. It'll be 6-3, and they can do things like say, universal health care. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that.
Nah.
We're gonna get rid of that. We don't want that.
Yeah.
That's why it's just very important to vote on, like, to vote all the time. You know, they say it all the time that if everyone voted, this isn't even a question. Registered voters, Democrats they're outnumber Republicans by so much that they would never lose an election if everyone was allowed to vote. It would not even be a question. Like, it would literally be Bernie Sanders against Joe Biden for president. Because
they know
this, so it's voter suppression and it's everything else. We've talked about this many a times.
Yes.
But the fact that the system is so fucked up that the party who has won the popular vote for the last 20 years, like, more people voted for the Democrat than the Republican. I can't tell you the last time that it's been the other way around. Is literally not in power in any branch of the government. Like, that's crazy.
Raj Smoove has mysteriously disappeared from the conversation.
Electoral college, man. Them people know how to add them.
But electoral college don't make the Senate, my nigga. That's gerrymandering who make the Senate. That they draw these stupid lines and then fucking
they know exactly what they're doing and how to do.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying it's crazy that our government is not representative of the people. It's just not.
Oh no.
And
it's not gonna be.
I like I said, I think there's a place for conservative ideas. I think that there's a place where you don't want everything to be tilted one way or the other. But I just think that it's so blatant of a, we don't care about what most people say. We're just going to do what we do. And that, I don't know, it just makes things, it causes the political climate that currently is. It's going to be it's like 40 days till the election, bro. It's going to be some crazy shit. It's about to be one way or the other. I mean, and to come full circle with kind of some of this idea of what I'm saying, and I know it might not be palatable to certain people like out there that's listening to talk about, Democrat this and Democrat that, liberal this, conservative that.
Yeah.
You know how I can tell what's the most telling idea of why people with liberal ideas or people who don't support the things that Donald Trump are talking about far outweigh him? Because the NFL and the NBA and whomever else, and athletes and actors and whoever else, when they say, we want Trump out of office, all they say is vote. And they say vote. And they say everybody vote. We're going to try to do these things. We're going to open up these polls so people could vote. They don't care who votes.
Yeah.
They just want people to vote because they know if more people vote, then Donald Trump's not going to be elected. And that's such a crazy thing. Like, just...
And you know what? Vote is everywhere on all social medias, all on your inbox, everywhere right
now. All they want you to do is vote. They like, nah, bro, just go vote.
Just put something in the box. Just hit the button.
Go in there. I don't care if you like Trump. Go vote. Or just get everybody to vote.
Yeah.
Like, and that's such a crazy idea that if you want one thing to happen, all you're doing is over here saying vote, bro. Just go vote.
Yeah.
Oh man,
please.
It's America, man. Listen, before we wrap, my nothing nice to say last week was in reference to the great man Offset and the young lady Cardi B. So this article dropped 3 days ago, and it says, and this is the title: Offset says Cardi B was an embarrassment to him after she dropped WAP and wanted her to tone down her lyrics. And this is part of the divorce thing. How true could that possibly be?
Well, you know, some dudes. I think Offset is a guy who probably is very rarely been like under the same roof with a chick and married and start kind of hanging around married people and I don't know. It's a 50-50 ball for me. He is still a hood nigga. Only thing I could see where he was like embarrassed when she said, "I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still got the ring." I think that might have been the only thing. He was like, well, wait a minute now. You know, you got me over looking like a straight simp.
I think
you
if
still
marry
there?
Cardi B, you gotta let Cardi.
I agree. I
Why are
don't
you
disagree
trying to
with that.
turn Cardi B into somebody else? You married Cardi B.
Into B.
That's who you gotta love. You gotta sleep in that bed.
I don't think he married Cardi B. I think he married what's behind her.
He said it's not music, and he's embarrassed by it, and he wanted Cardi to stop being so vulgar in his music. I want you to touch that thing in the back of my throat.
I don't believe that though.
I don't not believe
I
it.
don't believe he said that. But because I remember on Twitter one time they had she was recording them having sex one time. So,
But does any of this surprise you?
no, it's hood nigga shit.
Well, then why is he tripping?
Yeah, like I said, we don't know if that report is true or not. I just think that it would be interesting if he was like, nah, man, look, we've been married. I think that there's so there's a part of,
You look at your wife different.
yeah, I mean, and there's a part of like, I've seen many couples be like, oh, we together and we having good fun, and oh, we're going to do this for the rest of our lives. Oh, you want to bring another person involved in our bedroom? We're going to do some wild shit. Oh, let's do X, Y, Z, man. We out here film, blah, blah, blah. And then they get married, and then the husband or the wife is like,
Wait a minute.
like, relax. You're my wife now. Stop that. Like,
Yeah.
we're married now. We're not about to be going to these swinger clubs. But,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like the allure of what we were going to be when we were dating and we was cutting up, oh, we thought we was going to be that way forever. And somebody just kind of felt like,
Yeah.
now we're married. Now we're doing something different. Now it needs to be a different type of relationship. Everybody doesn't feel that way, but I think some people do. So if that's a true thing, I think you got to respect that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean that's how you prevent an entanglement too.
Right.
That's the last thing you want.
I think it's kind of difficult to compare regular people to celebrities, and I think that Cardi B makes a lot of money off of her image, and you should. I don't know. Like I just feel like maybe he didn't. And to me, all signs point to that he didn't make his standards clear. And I don't like it. Like you don't have to marry Cardi B. And there's a lot of truth in what Lo said is that he didn't marry her for her. He probably married her for what's behind her. Like he just seems like to me he did it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like if that woman can't go out and do her, no woman can't go out and do her, then let that woman live. Leave her alone.
The real question is, where does she go from here? Who do we think her next little relationship is? Who? Because it's gonna be somebody that Offset. No, that's just what they do in the industry.
That's funny.
Takeoff. I was talking about Takeoff the other day, saying Takeoff probably got the most normal relationship with a good chick at home that
Just be
nobody
chilling.
know nothing about.
Little chick with some box braids with the red at the end, fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? Walk around there cooking and cleaning.
But no, I mean, I saw the meme that Cardi could find another Offset, but Offset can't find another Cardi. I mean, we say that, but I'm gonna come full circle, and I disagree totally just like that, because they said the same thing about Meek Mill, and history has shown us that Nicki Minaj bounced back with a little loser, and Meek Mill is okay.
Came all the way up.
It's A-okay.
Meek Mill is so much. He is so much better than he was back then.
So it's very possible that Offset can turn it around and be something.
I mean, no doubt. And the thing is, in the standards that he's held by are his own. So that man, I don't think that man looking for another Cardi B, to be real with you. Mm-hmm. We know that he could get him another celebrity. They got plenty of celebrities out there. So go get you another one that want to chill.
Mm-hmm. I'll just be a little Instagram women or celebrities too nowadays. I think sometimes in relationships you kind of find out what you really wanted, what you thought you really wanted.
I love it.
When you get there, you be like, nah, this ain't really I really want it.
But don't marry her.
Well, no.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was too late by then. I think when that happened, you know, he was still in the phase of, this shit is low, this is great. I think when that marriage hit, you know, that from what I understand is that's a whole different lifestyle going on from there. Like whatever y'all had going on before, you can dead that. You back at ground zero.
Los, when you're talking about
I think, you know,
regular Instagram chicks, I was seeing that today about Moneybag Yo lady bought him like some kind of Rafe or some shit today. Yeah.
And then right after they got shot at.
Yeah, but I'm saying like ain't that just an Instagram chick? Like for lack of a better word?
Hey.
I mean
with a boutique? No, with a boutique.
She a small business owner.
With a fire ass boutique on y'all dog ass. Link in the bio.
Link in the bio on y'all silly ass. Oh. No, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just it's something to consider, it's something to think about. But you know, I mean, I agree with your sentiment, Raj, that's not people, that's celebrities. But at the same time, I also disagree in the sense of, you know, I feel like that's people too. So, you know, it might not be true that he's saying this. This might be just a lie, but it's good conversation starter to think about. That nigga might just feel like certain people feel that way. Like, I don't want my wife out there cutting up, doing whatever. Yeah. Like, I know that's how I caught you. I know that's who I married, but I thought this was gonna be different.
Relax.
And I mean, women say it about men all the time. I thought he was gonna be different when he married me, but he's still out here in the streets, going to the club, doing whatever, blah blah blah. I thought he was gonna settle down. I don't want to be with him no more because he's still doing the thing. So it's possible that man actually feel that way.
That's real life.
I still look at the celebrities.
Nah, here you go. They can't be real people. They cartoon.
That's cartoon characters, bro. Like I wouldn't want SpongeBob to be. I wouldn't want a cartoon character to be anything other than who they are. I mean, for real. Like we just talked about, everything is fake. Like Offset, Offset is his name's not Offset. His name is a spell.
Quavius.
And
Takarius Jones.
It's like that's not. I don't know his name.
Zamion.
Like his name is.
And her name is Bel Khalees or some shit like that.
Almanzor.
No, Bacardi.
Her name is Bel Khalees Almanzor. Like I don't know them as that. I know them as Cardi B and Offset, and those are cartoon characters to me.
I don't like you.
And so that's not real people.
I don't like you.
But see, I feel you with you talking about their persona and stuff. But at the end of the day, when them people at home in their own house, they real people, celebrity or not. They just got money, but you still a real person, bro. So the same way real people feel, they feel. You know what I'm saying?
You know
they
how narcissistic both them people are, probably at their house.
Who
like,
says no?
She don't cook or she don't clean. So
exactly.
But
and she don't smell like onion rings.
But I've seen them. The lady on Snapchat or IG with her room dirty as hell. So I mean, listen, dog. At the end of the day, them people still real, celebrity or not. You still a real person. Dog.
I disagree. That's cartoon characters. They got enough money to pay somebody to clean their house. She don't have to cook and clean. Like that's not real people.
No, they just go eat out and eat noodles. He's still a hood nigga.
And celebrity divorce is at an all-time high.
Yeah. I don't like neither one of y'all.
I wonder how much she gonna need for entertainment though.
This more or less than Dre mama. I mean than Dre old lady, huh? Y'all stupid, man.
Got to be way less.
Man. Now look at y'all. Wait until the end of the podcast to get into a deep conversation about philosophical things and people relationships, man. I like when Best Friend Weekend hit that damn hit that note. So hey, look, we had an hour and a half, so it's about that time where we do what we do and get up out of here. But look, have a great weekend. What did I say? I was just gonna tell y'all to have a safe weekend and do all of the night. I got to the punch before the punch. Hopefully the Saints don't let us down again this weekend.
Man, come on now.
Sunday night football, y'all already embarrassed us on Monday. Don't double it back and embarrass us on Monday. But
don't hit me 2 times.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, maybe LSU will get us the dub, man. Until next time, man. Y'all have a great weekend. Make it a Best Friend Weekend.